What's good, y'all? This your boy Voss Official, Vosstalkstv, Big Voss Trades. And what we getting into today is I'm starting a series called My Best Trades, where I'll be reviewing past trades, showing y'all the technical analysis that went into the trade, what I looked at, why I entered in, where I entered in, why I got out, why I got out. So let's get into it. If you can see my screen right now, you see a spreadsheet. This is a spreadsheet that I created to log every single trade that I do. This way I can go back and look and see when I made dumb decisions, when I made good decisions, what I could have did better basically, because that's what it's all about. What we're looking at today is the month of February 2024. So for people that got small accounts, this is perfect for you. So this is where I was actually down to my last dollars. I didn't have a lot of money. I had about $250. And this is where I made the trade that changed my whole direction for the month of February. And I told myself I wanted to make $10,000. That was my goal. Honestly, before that, I never even got a month where I was $1,000 positive for the month. I've had trades where I went and made money, but for the full month, I never made it to where I was even $1,000 positive. But for the month of February, I felt like I was on to something. I felt like I figured some stuff out. I had been doing my studying, and so that was my goal. I actually made 14,000 that month. So anyway, though, we kind of gonna go right to where it started at. So if you see here where I got highlighted, February 7th, actually not that one. So this one right here, February 7th, I traded Coinbase. I had a strike price of $160. The expiration for the contract was March 1st, 2024. And I bought the contracts for $97 a piece. So I spent a total of $194. So people ask me like, Voss, how much do I need to get started trading? Normally I tell people, honestly, you could do a good trade for about $250, $300. This one, I was able to get in for $194, two contracts. And so I kept it for 2 days. Once I sold the contracts, they were worth $505 a piece. So when I closed that trade out, I started with 194. I closed it out with $1,010. That's an $816 profit. Pretty good if you ask me. So let's get into the technical aspect of the trade now. This is a chart for Coinbase. So you can see it's a lot of red in this area here. Coinbase is definitely trending down. It went from about 130 and dropped all the way down to uh, into the 115s before it kind of bounced up off of that. And so you can see how it kind of bounced up off of the 115, 116 where I drew this red line. That's called a support line. So basically, if a stock is going down and you see that it keeps hitting a certain area, and it's bouncing off of that area, they call that a support area when it's going down. When it's going up and it do the same thing. So like if it's going up and it hit an area and drop back down, and then it come back, hit that same area, drop back down, it's called resistance. So that's something like need to need to look at, something you'll need to research. Just remember those terms, support and resistance, very important terms. Also, and if you a beginning trader and you looking at this chart right here and you see these red and green candles, you don't know what they are. By the way, they are called candles. And they're called candles if you look closely. See, basically they got bodies and then they got kind of little stems, or they call them wicks, hanging off of them at the top and the bottom. So if you don't know about candles and what you're looking at with this chart, one thing I would suggest is researching candlestick patterns on YouTube, or even better, what I would recommend. I downloaded a book on Audible called Stock Charting for Beginners by Cackle Publications. and they don't pay me for these recommendations. Nobody paying for me for these recommendations. These are just my personal recommendations on stuff that I mess with. But that book literally is on Audible. It comes with a PDF. You can literally follow along word for word, and it also has pictures as well. And so every single one of these candles, they actually have a name, believe it or not. And so by the different types of candles, and then also multiple candles together form patterns, which it also goes over in that book as well. And so you have to be able to read the candles and see the patterns to determine kind of where the stock might be going. Is it going up? Is it going down? Is it going to go sideways? Should I not even get into a trade? You have to be able to distinguish that if you want to get good at trading and if you want to make money. So what I seen with this is that Coinbase definitely hit a support zone, meaning that it was going down, and then buyers was pretty much like, no, it's not going down further than this. So it hit that support zone. It was there from the fifth all the way to the morning of the 7th when I jumped in. And so I actually entered my trade at about 9:44 a.m. right where this red stick is right here. And so what prompted me to actually enter in where I did was the green candle that's right to the left of it. So if you notice, and I'm going to spread this out, that green candle, basically it has a top body and then a long wick hanging off the bottom of it. That's called a hammer candle, basically. And so that hammer candle was my signal to enter in the trade. I entered in the basically in the next 15 minutes after that candle finished and posted like that. I entered in the next 15 minutes where the red candle was. And so I seen the red candle was not really moving down. So I was like, this may be a good spot to enter. Plus that resistance zone is right there. So I know if it shoots past that resistance zone, I probably need to get out that trade because it hadn't done that for 2 or 3 days. So I know if it does do that, it's probably not gonna go my direction. As long as it stays above that, I'm in it. And so obviously, as you can see, once that red candle ended, and each candle represents 30 minutes as well, y'all. So if you can see on this red candle, that's 9:30, and then that's 10 o'clock a.m. So as you can see though, at 10 o'clock or from 10 to 12:30, so for 2 hours and 30 minutes straight, uh, this stock just went up, straight up, nothing but up. And then I had a little moment where it dipped down a little bit and then it's coming back up. But basically, I mean, it literally don't get no better than that. If you look at literally from about where I entered in at around $117, it literally peaked up to $143. That's a lot of movement right there. That's why I say only. And when it comes to the stocks, I only mess with movers. Like people always ask me, "What about this? What about that?" Man, that don't move enough for me. If it ain't moving, I ain't grooving. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, yeah, Coinbase be moving, man. That's why I mess with Coinbase. It's one of my favorite stocks to trade, and it's like I trade it so much, like I really be kind of knowing what it's doing for the most part. I don't lose that many trades on Coinbase because I trade it all the time. So I know what it's doing. I know how it moves. I know what it's capable of. But basically, yeah. So once it got to this 143 on February 9th, um, it started dropping and it dropped all the way down to 138. And this is about where I exited my trade. So basically, I seen it losing money. So it's at around 144 at the peak, and then it dropped down to 138. I'm looking at my money. I start losing money. I said, heck nah, let me get up out of there. Take my money. See money, take money. That's what I did. And so I ended up getting an $816 gain. I probably could have had more than that if I would have closed it at that tip top. It's probably $1,200, $1,300 gain if I would have closed it up there. But I probably lost about $500 before I closed it. Didn't want to lose no more, so I closed that out. Still had an $816 gain. Pretty good trade if you ask me. Looking at it though, if we keep looking at the chart and if I keep going, you'll see it literally just did nothing really but keep going up. But don't think I missed out on that, because I did not. I got right back in it. Um, I think I put another trade in on Coinbase after I closed it the same day. So don't think that I missed out on all of that, because I did not at all. That's Coinbase is what made me basically that 14,000. It was a couple other stocks that I traded that I made some good money on. But for the most part, this whole little pattern right here is where that 14,000 came from. I would say at least like 10,000 of it came from that. If you find a stock that's moving like that, going up like that, man, you got to play it. You got to play it. And you see, I mean, do you see how? So I'm gonna show you something, and this is on the technical analysis side too. I'm gonna show you why I love Coinbase. I'm about to draw a little line here. So this is the bottom of Coinbase. So essentially, if we was drawing a trend, really we was drawing a trend, it would look more like this, because it kind of needs to touch three lines. So if we were looking at a trend, it don't get no better than that. And so basically, and how I trade, I would consider Coinbase being on the uptrend all the way till it passes this red line right here. When it passed down right here, now it is no longer on an uptrend to me. And then if we scroll over and see what it do, yeah. So as you can see, so after it crossed that uptrend line, it went into a sideways channel. And then again, you see this green line? That was another support line that I drew. It touched right here, right here, right here, right here, right here. And then eventually it bounced up off that support line. And then what it do? Just kept going up. And I promise you, I ate off all this. This is now going into March. That's why I love Coinbase. But just a little technical analysis, man. Like I said, I'm gonna keep these coming. I'm gonna keep these coming. So this is part one of my best trades. Voss Talk TV, Voss Official. Holla at me. I'm out. Hey, hey. But no. So make sure if you got questions, hit them comments, hit the like button, subscribe. And if you got questions, I'll try to answer your questions as best as I can in the next upcoming videos. But I'm going to keep doing this as part one of my best trades on Coinbase. It's going to be a lot of Coinbase on here, so just be ready. But yeah, it's part one of my best trades. Coinbase, Big Voss Trades, Vosstalkstv. Holla at me. I'm out.